Hi there. My name's Tirsi, and I want to take a moment and welcome you to the Unreasonably Grateful podcast. I'm excited that we're on this journey together, and every week I promise you, I'll show up and I'll be willing to break my heart wide open and let some of the wisdom that I've gleaned over these now 38 years of recovery from 20 years of addiction trickle out, and to gratitude as a place that you and I can actually come from, not a place that one day, maybe if we'll eventually get to. And we all know that we have learned and we learn from one another's stories. It's my hope that my story will somehow inspire you or encourage you or just give you a little bit more wiggle room in life where you can be more generous and kind with yourself and others and move a little further along your path. So, again, welcome. I'm grateful that you're here and glad that we're on this journey together. Just a reminder, I continue to offer by donation Tuesday sessions. You can sign up on TersiEngelhardt.com under the heading. Let's see, what's the heading say? It says work together. And I love it. I love those sessions. I'm always surprised at who's there. And I oftentimes say during the weeks in between, wow, I've met so many people that I otherwise never would have met from literally all around the world. So if you're something you're interested in, you can sign up, and I look forward to getting to spend a little bit more time and dive a little bit more deeply into your life and your journey. All right, so we're still in the series on love, the big agape love, not the familial, romantic, not the kind of love that gets so much attention in Hallmark cards and holidays, but really that big unconditional love that can move in us and through us and is always available. And to the degree that we can get out of its way, we actually experience it. So, this particular episode is called Forgiveness as an Access to Loving Yourself. And it came out of a bunch of different conversations I had this week where I saw how oftentimes, we hesitate to forgive people. We sit in that place of they did, and yes, I did, but they did. And even sometimes when we think about past wounds and hurts, it's still easy to point fingers at the other. And I just want to encourage you and remind you that forgiveness is actually returning yourself to the place of being able to let more love in, that our inability to forgive is actually a block in the flow of love. And remember, forgiving somebody doesn't mean you have to move back in, have tea on Tuesday, text them all the time, call them all. It doesn't mean any of that. Now, all of that might readily be available if you actually did forgive, but you get to choose what your ongoing relationship or interaction with that person is. But forgiveness frees you, even when something horrific has happened to you and you may have been completely innocent in the event. When we can get to the place where we have compassion for the other, whoever that other might be, and actually forgive them, we get free. So the reason I say it's an access to loving yourself is my experience personally, and then my experience of listening to other people, is what gets in the way of us loving ourselves is some experience of there's something wrong with me. And, I've had lots of moments of what must it be like when we live like there's something wrong with the way that we are, or there's something wrong with something we've done, as if it's unforgivable or we are unforgivable. But I want you to consider that anything can be forgiven. And that's the place that you want to eventually get to, is that your transgressions, anyone else's transgressions, can actually be forgiven. And in that forgiveness lies the key to your own freedom. Now, do other people get freed up by forgiveness? Of course they do. But that's not the point. It's not the point of this particular message. This particular message is about forgiveness as an access to freeing yourself up, to living free from there's something wrong with me. There's something unforgivable about something I've done or something I've said or some way I am. And I want you to consider that anything can be forgiven. We just need to get on our knees and humble ourselves beneath the biggest, brightest, most amazing love that we could ever even begin to imagine. Because that love is there and it's for you and it's in you and it's all around you. And forgiveness is access to you being able to let that love in. Okay? So take that on, and I'll see you next week.